Good morning. We're going to be working on 5.3 today. This one's all about division. Okay, first we're going to review. We've talked about proportions, ratios. So write each of the following ratios as a fraction in lowest terms. No decimals. Okay, so turn on our pen. 6 to 8. They're both even. I can reduce it to 3 to 4. Okay. So we're doing fractions. 250 over 100. Well, I can get rid of the zeros. And now they both have 5. So I take a 5 out of 25. I get 5. 5 out of 10. I get 2. Okay, so it's a 5 to 2 ratio. Now this one is a complex fraction. All right, but notice on my my numerator and my denominator both have a numerator of 5. So those will basically cross out. You see that when you flip and multiply. So I flip the denominator, notice my 5's cross out. I end up with 8 over 3. So that's the answer for that one. Now the next one, 0.5 to 10. So 1/2 divided by 10. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of the decimal. So this is 5 to 100. Now there are 5 and 100 are divisible, so I end up with a 1 to 20 ratio. All right, now we're going to look at rates. A train travels 360 miles in 5 hours. What is the rate of the train in miles per hour? So if it went 360 miles in 5 hours, well, now I divide that by 5. If I divided it by 10, it'd be 36. Times 2 is 72. 72 miles per hour. All right, on a 384-mile trip, an economy car uses 8 gallons of gas. Give this in miles per gallon. Miles on top, so I have 384 miles per 8 gallons. Okay, right off I see they're both even, so I can divide out into even. Let's see, 384 divide 2, 192. That's still even. So I can now divide it by another 2 because 8 has 3 2's in them, and that's a 96, which is even. So I divide by 2 again, and I get 48. So the answer is 48 miles per gallon. All righty, that's our review. That's what we've done so far. All right, solving equations by division. The division property for equality. This states the same non-zero real number or algebraic expression may divide both sides of an equation without changing the solution. This can be expressed symbolically as follows. If A is equal to B, then A over C is equal to B over C, when C is not equal to 0. Well, of course, 0 can't be 0. Sorry, C cannot be 0. Using the division property of equality, solve 3x equals 12. Well, what we're going to do is you divide each side by 3. Okay? Now, when I do that, I can cross out the 3's on the side with the x. But remember, 12 is 3 times 4, so I can get rid of those 3's. And I'm left with 4. Bum, bum. There we go. All right, next. All right, here's some examples we're going to do. All right, divide both sides by 7. Since 49 is divisible by 7, that makes life easy. All right, number 2 here, divide both sides by 3. Well, that's easy. The second side's a little dicier. How can I show you how to do this? Easiest way to do this is we're going to get rid of that fraction, or the decimal on top. Multiply both top and bottom by 10. I get 15 over 30. Hopefully you can already see what it's going to be, but if I pull a 5 out of each one, I have 3 over 6. Pull a 3 out of each one, and I get 1/2. So my answer is 1/2. On this next one, I'm going to divide both sides by -12. No, by 4. Pardon. Oops, not -4. There we go. By 4 and divide by 4. So I have, this again is 4 times 3. Now I'm getting rid of the 4. I have -3 equals x. All right, moving on to number 4. We divide both sides by 3. There are 15. First we have x. Now there are 15 3s. There's 3 15s in 45. So if I divide out the 3, I'm left with the 15. All right, here we're going to divide both sides by 7. So I'm going to have the y equals 42 divided by 7 is 6. There we go. These are all my answers to these problems. Multiply as you would multi-digit numbers. Count the number of places behind the decimal in each of the factors. Place the decimal point in the product the same number of places in the two factors. Okay, so if I have 0.34 times 0.5. 5 times 4 is 20. Carry the 2. 5 times 3 is 15. Add the 2, I have 17. Put down the 7, and there we go. Now, how many decimal places do I have? 1, 2, 3. So my answer would be 0.17. I'm going to check myself really quick, and I'm 99% sure. Two, 3 times 5 is, decimal place is correct. So it's 15, 16, 17. Why did it, okay, it did not come up with that. So let's try that again. It should be 17 point, I must have typed something in wrong. Divided by 0.5. I must have typed in 3 instead of 3, 4. What? Okay, I'm probably not clearing out my calculator. Let's give it a good clear. There we go, 0.34 divide 0.5. Times, I divided, it's times 0.5. Jiminy crickets. There we go. Woohoo! Yay! High five! Woo! Okay, it was a 0.17. All right, so the answer is 0.17. All right, if I have 15 times 0.3, well, that's going to be 45. But I have one decimal place, so I have to give it one decimal place. So the answer is 4.5. All right, and 0.25 times 0.4. Okay, 4 times 25 is 100. But I have 1, 2, 3 decimal places. So my answer is going to be 0.1. And 0.45. All right. 24 times 2 is 48. I have 2 decimal places. So 1, 2. I put it here. There we go. That's my answer. Okay. And that's the end of the lecture. Work on your homework. And we'll see you in class or Zoom, whichever it ends up being.